Okay, so this is where we've been or going to be staying for the next few days, Paulinum Palace, which is a beautiful hotel down in Lower Silesia, Poland. We're very close to the Czech border, and been in, had a look around, absolutely stunning. Definitely going to be carrying out a few investigations here because it just has investigations written all over it, as do many of these sites in this part of Poland. So yeah, we're down in Jelenia Góra. This site was, I think it traces back to like the mid part of the 17th century. I know that from reading about it on the way down. The Jesuit order purchased it and they built it up on this part of the hill. The Mountain of the Cross, I think they called it, because of all the spiritual energy and the strategic view. But one of the more interesting things about it was the occupation during World War II, during the German occupation of Poland. And it's not actually about ghosts, but about lost treasure. It became like a big storage facility for art and cultural assets, which were retaken following the Nazi occupation of Lower Silesia. So yeah, this was like a collecting point for all of the looted art, and there's apparently, so they say, probably isn't, but you never know, there's some undiscovered rooms and vaults and possibly even tunnels across this site where all of the Silesian gold legends come from. There was, funny enough, that Ollie did speak to a guy she knows who used to work here, and he had a very interesting paranormal story, but because he's in the military, we haven't been able to hear from him, so I don't have the story at hand, but by all accounts there is something quite interesting. But I have discovered that basically during the communist occupation, this part of this building had a casino and a mess hall for the military, and there's been some reports apparently of an unseen ghost footsteps in the beautiful wood panel corridors and things like that. So we'll explore that, we'll investigate it. I know that in 1960 as well, again during the communist occupation here, there was a major fire which destroyed part of the roof as well, and the reception staff did actually say there's been some sort of people mentioning strange lights and flickering and things like that, but again, whether there's any truth to it, we just don't know. But definitely going to carry out a couple of investigations here. So it does look, like I say, very interesting site. As you can see, the view from here, we're right up on the top of the hill, looking down into Jelenia Góra. And yeah, carry out a couple of investigations, because there's two places in here. The room itself looks really, really well set up for it. And there's a beautiful sort of like drawing room type thing downstairs, which is just covered in wood paneling and beautiful old leaded windows. Stunning. So we've been given access to that as well. So yeah, this is where we're going to be staying for 2 nights, possibly 3. Do a few investigations, and there's also a hanging hill down here as well, which we'll be going to and carrying out investigation. Be going to that a little later today, just to check it out and have a look. I don't think we can see it from here, but that has some incredible history spanning back several hundred years, where they used to take criminals and heretics and possibly even witches during the great witch hunts, and they would hang them on a hill, and this went on for hundreds of years. And recent excavations, which in the last 10 years have found bone mounds on that site, and there's pictures available from the archaeological organisations that have shown that mounds of human remains on that site. So yeah, whether the weather permitting, because it is hitting -8, -9 and -10, we probably will go down there as well, carry out an investigation there. It has to be done for sure. But yeah, here we are. Yeah, what an absolute stunning place, and it is absolutely beautiful inside as well. So I'm looking forward to spending some time in here and seeing what, if anything, comes up. But I think, yeah, this is part of the enjoyment of this. You can find these places and just go to them and just do a little investigation. Who knows, you know, who knows? So just outside the hotel now, it's after midnight and we are about to go in and do an investigation on the lower floor. We are staying actually just up here along that balcony. Probably can't make it out, but very, very beautiful. It's so quiet around here. And this has such amazing history as well, which I covered obviously a little bit earlier, but we're going to go in, set some equipment up, spend a little bit of time and see what we can discover, you know, just in the spirit of a paranormal investigation. It's -8, but it doesn't feel it. So Ollie's just taking the dog in, and that's where we are there. You can just make out the lights on and the balcony along the top. I think the extreme cold has killed my, drained the battery on my GoPro torch light, so okay, so we're inside one of the main rooms here. I'll give you a little bit more insight on it tomorrow about what this room was, what it was used for. But it's absolutely beautiful. Set a few pieces of equipment up. Look at it moving around. It's just not staying still. You see, this is where a lot of complete false positives come from with these things. Now it's settled, so the light should go off. But what a beautiful room, and what an absolutely beautiful hotel this actually is. So we're going to spend a little bit of time here, do a investigation, tiny one, see what we feel. And then we've got like an amazing room here as well, which we will also investigate as well, because this whole site dates back like a huge depth of time, and there's been so much history attached to this hotel site. over the last several hundred years as well. The Soviet Union used it for various purposes. Nazi Germany as well, when they controlled this region under the Third Reich. And yeah, dating way back prior to that as well. So I've put a couple of spirit balls out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do. And I'm going to put an EMF out as well. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. What do you feel so far, Ollie? Anything? Just peace? Yeah.
And it's like really like artistic.
Mm.
And like happy.
Yeah.
A lot of money, a lot of art and soul.
Yeah, I think so as well. There is actually a stairwell. You can see the old deco on the walls as well. God knows how long this dates back to, but not really going to be asking too many questions or trying to communicate in that way tonight. I think it's more about, for me, we're just going to record a few things and see if anything reaches out to us. And we're quite lucky to be given access to this part of the hotel tonight. So I don't want to create too much fuss and drama by carrying out a full and proper investigation. I think it's more about just having a walk around, exploring it. And if anything is picked up, if anything happens with the equipment, great. If not, it's a chance just to explore a historical site, a beautiful site in Poland. But when we get back to the room, or probably tomorrow night, we're going to do a real investigation in there, because we have such a large, beautiful room, which we're sure probably had quite a lot of historically important people staying there as well. But this whole site, yeah, I mean, it's set in a beautiful part of Poland in Lower Silesia. just the history in and around it, you know, over the several hundred years is incredible. But I'm not feeling anything unusual. I'm not really picking up anything. And I'm not going to overinterpret sounds as anything unusual either, because it could be anyone. It could be the reception team, it could be Ollie, it could be people who are staying here. Another room in here, used as storage by the look of it. I'm not going to go in there though, I'm going to come back out. Maybe I will ask if there is anyone who is present with me. Make a sign, make a noise. Has anything happened in here? Have you felt anything? No. You felt nothing?
Like happy feeling.
Just a happy feeling? Yeah. Yeah, I just went downstairs before and it felt peaceful, normal, calm. Do you want to go down?
you crafted this place with heart in it and time.
That's what always gets me about these sorts of places. Just the sheer amount of like effort and hours that someone put into this.
Yes.
And when you think about it, people like the idea, some people talk about the idea of that stone or material can store the energy of the person that it's like a tape recorder, you know. And why wouldn't these things as well store all of the
Distort the soul, the idea, and talent and love for the craft. Absolutely great energy here. I feel the amount of details here is great. Here, around, here.
Yeah, I think it's the type of place where it's probably worth just sitting down and letting something reach out, if there is anything to reach out. It doesn't feel like there's anything latently here, anything just, you know, it just feels like a beautiful, historic.
For sure, people had nice time here. Appreciated the work.
And the floor, I thought for a moment by walking around it might falsely trigger some of these little spirit balls and things, but it hasn't. And I don't get a feeling here. But look, it's still about being in a really historic place in Poland and having explored and just seeing what might happen. But what a beautiful place, isn't it?
I love art, and
Yeah.
this place is absolutely gorgeous. And when, of course, it's more interesting when something bad is happening, but here it's just the humanity, the years of craft, someone's life, whole life.
I just feel very, it just feels quite positive in here. It's like when I've done those investigations at the Priory, and it's sometimes felt really threatening or sad, or it's just a strange energy sometimes there, but I've never felt that anywhere else. Even like Chillingham Castle, I've never felt it there. It's a very rare place, the Priory for sure, in terms of what it can convey at times, but this place like just gives off a very positive sense. I wonder if there is any presence in here though that would like to show that you're here with us. Maybe make a sound. maybe knock somewhere. Maybe try to stand near some of the things that I put down here. It doesn't feel like anything. I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to.
In our room feels way more off because
Really? You think the room might be better? Yeah?
the energy is different. Here is
Yeah.
different.
This feels like it was a place of like celebration and pride and happiness. And I'm not getting a feel, not that I don't think I could if I wanted to, but it doesn't, you can sometimes pick up something, like I mentioned before about the priory. Sometimes there I just get a sense I'm picking something up. If anyone is with us, can you show that you are here? Maybe stand over here and show that you're with me over here, if there is anybody. It just feels so calm. There's nothing going to happen. I just feel. Do you want to go downstairs? Have a look. Yeah.
What's the other?
Hmm?
What's the other place?
It would be really nice if something was picked up on video as well. That's why I've kept this video running for some time. But yeah, it's not all about things happening every video or anything like that. It just has to be a case of going to some places, exploring them, trying to be open. I've got to say though, I don't think I feel too open tonight. If you taught me about that, about opening yourself, and I feel like there's a door shut in front of me, you know.
Yeah,
And I definitely feel that when I'm not that way, I've probably seen or experienced things which aren't quite explainable. So tonight it just feels one of those nights where unless something really big was going to happen, I'm not going to experience anything because I'm pushing it out like a magnetic field, you know. It's like,
I feel really connected with
do you? Yeah.
my curious goals.
Yeah.
I feel like I could feel something.
Do you want to stay in here for a while with this and see what you feel?
Here, no.
No?
I think I'm sure about this place that it's full of joy and happiness.
Okay, okay. Right, well, I think we finish up in here then.
I think the room is quite a place that we could catch something, especially tonight, especially talking in Polish.
Okay, well, we're going to finish up in this room for the time being. I think I'm going to just post this video in its entirety, in its full entirety. I just get a sense that there's nothing going to happen in here.